What is up, YouTube? This is going to be my guide for healing as a Mistweaver monk in arenas. If you're looking for a stat priority and how to gem, this isn't the guide for you. But if you're looking to increase your skill and get higher rating in 3v3 arena, then watch this guide till the end. In the description I'll have a link to my monk's armory in case you need to know stat priority talents and what glyphs to use. And also I'm going to put a few macros that I find useful. A problem that some people have while playing a monk is going I'm going to quickly go over how you should be playing to optimize the amount of stacks of mana tea you'll get. Whenever you have 3 chi, you need to be using it on Enveloping Mist immediately so that you're not wasting any chi. You also want to always be channeling Soothing Mist to be able to easily get chi while also healing. And you also always want to have Renewing Mist, Expel Harm, and Chi Brew always on cooldown. If you can do those things, then you really shouldn't have a problem going because you're always going to have stacks of mana tea to be able to use. The opener of a game will sometimes be the deciding factor in who wins or loses the game. As a monk, you can either open with your team really aggressively or be defensive if you're expecting a long game and you might go To be really aggressive, run in with your team, use Chi Brew immediately, blackout kick somebody to gain the buff, put down your statue, and summon your tiger. Opening like this with your team isn't the most mana efficient, but while your tiger is out and with the buff from blackout kick and your statue down, you will almost have to do no healing at all, and you can freely cast lightning and DPS with your team and put out a lot of early game pressure. You can also do the same process with when Tiger comes off cooldown for more damage and extra healing when you need it. Now the other method that I don't really prefer is to start a game defensive. Basically you just run to your pillar and use Chi Brew and start getting stacks of mana tea and heal at a distance. As a monk, you have 2 key abilities that will play a vital role in your team's chance to win. Those are Paralysis and Disarm. They might not seem like a big game changer, but when you disarm a rogue on Shadow Dance for instance, it can prevent the loss of a game. I try to always have my Disarm and Paralysis on cooldown, because they can almost completely take a player out of the game for a short period of time. Your best healing ability by far is going to be Healing Spears. These are the best because you can easily spam them and they even will work through a rogue smoke bomb. In order to use them efficiently, you should have marks on your teammates. Just place one at a time on top of whoever needs healing, which should be around 60% health. If you just spam healing spheres and don't cast your normal heals so that you get chi to use for mana tea, you will eventually run out of mana, so you only want to use healing spheres when you need to. Now I'm going to go over some tips and tricks that you can use while you're in an arena. So the first trick I'm going to tell you about is pretty game changing. If you're fighting versus hunter teams and you're expecting the hunter to use the turns, you can cast Jade Lightning on them, and when they deturns, it'll keep on dealing damage to them through deturns. This can almost always get a kill if the enemy healer isn't expecting this. Also, while fighting hunter teams, you might want to save Nimble Brew for stuns while trap is off of cooldown, so that if you're about to get trapped out of a stun, you can Nimble Brew out before you get trapped. Another neat little trick is that you can use Ring of Peace and Tiger's Lust on your tiger to make it more annoying to the enemy team, which is always good. And the last trick that I have is that when you're fighting against a lock team that is using Unstable Affliction, to avoid killing yourself when you use Revival, use Diffuse Magic first, then you only take 10% damage instead of your full health bar. If anybody has any questions that they would like me to answer, feel free to send me a private message on YouTube or just leave it in the comments and I'll be sure to answer it. Thank you for watching my Mistweaver Monk guide for patch 5.4.